Well, hello friends and welcome back to Life Redesigned. Normally this would be a video that's all about a travel day, but since we were only going from Sunshine Key to Fiesta Key and it was only about 30 miles, we decided we weren't going to film because how exciting could that be? Boy, were we wrong in that regards, because that ended up being a pretty expensive trip. We'll cover that in just a few moments and what we have to go through today just to recover from that. But we have been busy. This vacation here has been a great time to get a lot of things done. And speaking of getting things done, why don't you stick around and enjoy our new opener? And a couple of more housekeeping notes. A lot of you all have been asking for a one-stop shop for all our Amazon links and things of that nature because you want to support the channel, and we appreciate that. But boy, was that a lot of work to resolve. So now, and I'll put this up on the screen here, we have a one-stop shop for all our Amazon links. And yes, we do earn a small commission or percentage of whatever you want to call it from Amazon for an affiliate program, but that goes right back into supporting the channel. So we do appreciate it. And if you shop on Amazon, it doesn't cost you anything extra. So yeah, have at it. Enjoy this a little list here. All right, now that being said, on the thing of new, the subject of new, we also, I'm putting it all out there, we also have a new Facebook page. So, which I am actually very excited about. You hear the dings that I'm turning on our security cameras.
Me.
Or Carrie's turning on the security cameras here. They keep going off, letting us know there's somebody here. But we have a new Facebook page, and we're gonna have a lot of exciting things coming up there. So if you haven't already, we recommend that you join in, and you can get even more of us. If the videos and the live streams and the updates on Instagram are not enough, now you have Facebook as well. Well, you guys get to have an awesome day with us. You get to jump along. We're going to take a trek about 80 miles north to Miami on this beautiful day, which is going to be about 90 degrees. It's probably the worst time to go to Miami, but we're going to go anyway because we have stuff that we need to take care of, because apparently I'm not done spending money. So you stick around, you can enjoy some real RV life. Now, as Carrie locks up here, so we're in Miami, and why would you be in Miami when you're in the Keys, right? And that's a good question. Well, it all started with us leaving Sunshine Key in that little half-hour trek or 40-minute trek from Sunshine Key to Fiesta Key. And when we got to Fiesta Key, we realized that we didn't have the little tool to release the weight distribution bars, right? And you're like, well, what's that got to do with Miami? Exactly. We went back to Sunshine Key to find that tool, and we couldn't find it. We looked on the highway, couldn't find it, so we had to order a new one. So we ordered a new one through Amazon, which was only like $20-something, not so bad. But long story short, the delivery times, and we were going to be in Miami anyway, so we had it sent to a locker in Miami. The problem with that was when they went to deliver it to the locker, there wasn't an empty locker. So we've had to come back in the hopes that they will actually put that in the locker this time. But where we decided to end up, Carrie, I'm actually pretty excited for. We ended up at the Miami Zoo. Now, we're not going to do a whole full video here on the zoo because, well, we've learned that zoo videos don't do very well. So we're going to show you, if we see something cool, we'll show you that. But more importantly, not only do we have the zoo to look forward to today, we have our package to pick up our new tool, but we also have some really cool camera equipment that we purchased that we're going to pick up today as well. That's going to make a lot of changes for our YouTube channel going forward, and the production quality and stuff of that nature. So we're very excited about that next step, and that is being purchased through all the funds that we made through ad revenue and through Amazon affiliate links and stuff like that. So again, all the money that we make on those go right back into the channel, and we can further develop better quality videos and stuff of that nature. Anyhow, enough of that. We're going to head into the zoo. We'll check back with you in a few moments. So, Kerry, this whole trip has been kind of interesting with technology, leaving things behind and whatnot. So today we got our 2 tickets to go into the Miami Zoo, but that also came at a cost 3 times the amount, because apparently the credit card system online malfunctioned or whatever, said that we were declined when we clearly weren't. We were charged twice, and then we had to pay a second credit card for the actual tickets. Yeah. So kind of an interesting little
this is true
thing
Life
there.
Redesigned fashion.
But it's absolutely where it's just kind of a let's get the sun in the other direction here. But it's a perfect example of things. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That's why you always keep about 10, I wanted to say a plethora of credit cards, but we'll just say about 10 credit cards, because you never know when it's going to happen. But we are excited to be going into the zoo. Now we just have to go through this big line, but it's Thursday and there's hardly anybody here. This is great. So we'll check back in if we see anything. Well, that is kind of sad to see. It looks like since 1982 they had a monorail here, and in 2021, due to costs and maintenance, they decided to discontinue the monorail. That's a shame, because this is a huge zoo, and I believe this is the largest in Florida. And we've been to quite a few zoos. The one in Jacksonville that had a train, the one in New York for the Bronx Zoo that had their monorail system. So it's really sad to see some of that stuff disappear. But first impressions of this zoo is very high quality. Everything seems to be pretty nice, and again, not that busy on a Thursday.
No, but that's okay.
And the best part is, walking in, we've seen instantly iguanas, which when you're down in the Keys, you see way too many of those. But it was interesting to see that. And they were quite healthy ones too. But this is the monorail system that is no longer in service, but they do offer ride-alongs, like $30 an hour or something for these animal things that you can ride on. And they have
like little scooters.
Yeah, and then they have these little 4-person bike things that you can rent for like $60 an hour, or $60 for 3 hours, somewhere along that line.
Powered golf cart looking things.
Yeah, like
that.
Yeah, just like that up there. So pretty interesting, but this place is massive. Well, here's another part. They had, at one time, it looks like they had little paddle boat rentals and pontoon boat rentals and stuff here. And again, it's all closed. It's pretty scary that what's going on here. Don't know if it's necessarily something that's in disrepair, or if it's something like where the zoo's just not making any money, because there's not a lot of people here.
No.
The parking lot for this place is absolutely huge, but so far we haven't seen a whole lot. We've done a little bit of walking. Not a whole lot here, but you can see at one time this must have been a fantastic zoo, and the ratings still get pretty decent. The Seaquarium here, which is down the road quite a bit, does not get good ratings anymore, apparently fully disrepaired. And I hope that that's not the same here, but you see a lot of closed areas here. But I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. You know, just to be able to see all this, and yeah. It's always a shame to see places like this when they start to be on that decline. But I'll keep popping back in, but just something I wanted to note for the area. So I know the lighting's not great in here, but we did want to point out we're in Land of the Giants, just off the Amazon portion of this zoo. And again, another exhibit. We're the only ones in here. It's creepy. Like, and I don't know if it's a Thursday thing or what it is, but it's creepy. You can tell at one time this zoo was very well done. It's just, yeah, really weird. But look at this. really nice aquarium here. Some of our favorite places that Carrie and I have been aquariums across the country. In fact, we try to look for one wherever we go. This here is actually pretty well done. But
yeah, but the resorts as of late have been proving to be better than the aquarium.
yeah, if you really, you know, that's the one thing, and I think Carrie and I will point that out when we do our review from Fiesta Key, is that if you're RVing there, you don't need to go to the aquarium because we've seen sharks, we've seen manatee, we've seen all kinds of things.
All sorts of iguana.
And you don't even need to go to an aquarium when you're in the Keys. But the one thing I will say that I can't get over, Carrie, is that everywhere we step, there are iguanas, and they creep me out. And I'm not used to that. But some more fish outside for you. Stingray. Yeah, so if you have an issue with iguanas, anywhere in Florida is probably not that great. But they are literally everywhere. Look at this. And this is just a little one. Those are just the ones that you see, folks. The ones that you have to really be worried about, the ones you can't see.
The ones that go scurrying and go across the road.
It is so creepy. But, you know, hey, if, you know, I guess it adds the excitement. Oh, look at this, Carrie.
A Moldomatic?
A Moldomatic, and I didn't bring any cash. I love these things. And these are becoming harder and harder to find. But only $5 here. And you get this nice little, is that a sea lion? That's pretty cool. Boy. The Moldomatics are amazing. I know we got one at Gator World.
Yep.
And of a person riding a gator that was really cool. Yeah, you ever get a chance to see those, definitely check them out. They're pretty cool. And look at this, another Moldomatic. This one's a giraffe. I gotta say, Carrie, this is a very weird place. Carrie and I have made this comment a few times off camera. This place almost feels abandoned.
Yeah.
A lot of the little display things where you push and you can hear sounds, a lot of them don't work. Bathrooms that are closed look like they've been closed for a long time. Unless I'm missing something, I don't see this place being here in a few years, which is a shame because at one time you can tell the money that was put into this place. But we've walked for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't even see, is it a rhino that's supposed to be out here?
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, sometimes we get it, they move the animals around, but we were walking for like 20 minutes and didn't see another soul. So kind of weird, but it feels like this, you know, you're walking through like a nuclear fallout place, you know, some kind of weird place. But I do hear kids screaming in the distance.
Ooh.
And a horn, so we must be onto something. And just as we say that, look at this. We find
Things.
animals here. Look at that. Really interesting. Now this place, this part looks like it's well taken care of. Well, hello, Mr. Elephant. How are you today? Look at that. Well, Carrie,
Dude, that can't be good.
didn't look like the elephant had much to say.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Just like the Truman statue.
All right, so they do have a really cool education center here. This seems to be where either some new money has gone in or something along that lines, but they're doing a great job inside as far as the education goes and stuff, which I think is probably more geared towards children, as you can hear. So pretty cool area. Other than that, we are going to start leaving the zoo because we have to go pick up some equipment, and we'll check back with you once we have our mystery package. All right, now I know I said that we were done with the zoo for the day, but on the way out, it looks like they were shooting a commercial with about 12 actors walking through, screaming and laughing. What a good time they had. The problem was, this is the parking lot, right? Now this parking lot is like an airport hangar.
It goes on and way over here, way over there. And the parking lot's probably 5% full, if that. So, I don't know. I don't normally
like to hear what they saw, though.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, you kind of need to revitalize the area and whatever. But other than the action center, it doesn't look like money's been spent here in a year. They definitely need to bring that monorail back, because I think that was a big point for a lot of people that were here. All in all, it's always sad to see a zoo in decline. This, unfortunately, is one in decline. Now, normally, Carrie and I don't ever say to skip a place, because we just choose not to put that video out. But this is one that, you know, at 25 bucks,
money,
25 bucks, we spent $50 total for us to come through here. A lot of the soda machines and water machines were down. You know, the things that they could make money on, the giraffe feeding and stuff like that, that was up. But other than that, it's pretty sad. I'd almost say if you're in the Miami area, skip it and pick something out on the coast to do, something maybe along South Beach or something like that. But yeah, so enough of the zoo. We're going to catch you in a couple of minutes. Now, every once in a while, you come across something that you just say, hey, maybe I should check this out. And this is kind of one of those things. So this here, when we were driving off to our right, is the zoo. And as we were leaving, we saw this really weird setup here. And it looked relatively fresh because of all the cones is all perfectly placed and lined up here. But as we were driving up, it says this is permanently closed. This is a COVID testing station that has been left out here and abandoned for looks like quite a while. But very interesting setup to just leave here. So you have observations and all the information about keeping the community safe. And aside from just having dust and everything on the tables, you would think this is running, but this is all set up. And it's almost as though time is just still here, and they just packed up and left. Really creepy. But you have all these tents out here. They left the coolers, and there's ice still in there. So not sure how old that is, but I would think in the Florida sun, they wouldn't be doing fairly well having ice in there. Bottles of water, really weird. But they have the buildings here. It's employees only. Look at that. It is literally set up so that they can come back at any moment and just go right back into production. They even have RV tanks, holding tanks, stuff like that. Pretty interesting when you look at when you see something like this, because this really, again, looks like it was just used. And you can see they have more offices way out in the distance. Those container offices just sitting there. Very eerie. In fact, this whole trip has been kind of eerie here. But just to see something like this now in 2023, just sitting up there ready to go. It's pretty scary stuff. Anyhow, we'll get back to you in a little bit. We are here 2 whole days later. You can see in the background we're at a Ross Dress for Less here in Miami. 2 whole days later, because for the third time to get this toll down. The first time they sent us a women's pair of pants, and it seems like it wasn't so much Amazon's fault as it was the person filling the lockers. The second time it didn't get delivered until it was way after 8 o'clock and we weren't waiting around. So now the third trip into Miami from the Keys, And we have the tool that just needs to be assembled now so that we can move on with our journey. And this is the thing about RV life, is that this is the kind of stuff that happens, and you just happen to be, you know, screwed if you're on the road and you don't have certain equipment. Now with this setup, I could have easily had used a wrench or a pry bar to get those bars on. This wasn't a necessity, but this is also something where, and again, it's redundancies and learning how to pivot. If something was to happen to me and I got injured and Carrie needed to do the hookup, it's much easier to do this hookup for her with the tool than it would have been to not have it and have Carrie out there trying to, you know, jerry rig something with a pry bar and a wrench. So that's that. So we're gonna go spend the day at the mall. We're not gonna film this because we got some shopping to do, because somebody needs underbritches. I'm not gonna say which one, but part of this weight loss journey means that things don't fit anymore, and it means we get to throw more money at things because things just don't fit right. But if you're in an area that has a Sprouts farmer's market, we highly recommend that, because oh my God, the keto options are amazing. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. So, coming to you from Miami, Florida, I am Bob.
I'm Karen.
And this has been Life Redesigned.